Yo, what's going on, y'all? Erisuju, and I'm gonna speak to some of the problems that I feel like people will bring up when Rush Week comes out. And it comes out tomorrow, by the way, on the 26th, of course. So it is important to know when I talk about some of the so-called problems that's going to be coming up in the game, or at least the problems that I anticipate that will happen, or just to the game, I'm not referring to TCM problems exactly. I'm referring to like Rush Week, the rush mode, game mode. I'm not really going to talk about players disconnecting because that just happens in the game. And as constructed, of course, this is a solo queue method. I know you can't play with your friends and stuff like that. So for the first thing, I'm going to say that it's too easy for the victims or the sorority girls. We don't know how the looting will be, but I certainly feel like if it is too easy, you turn a few corners and you find some loot items and then you can already escape, that will not be good for the game. Even in Killer Clowns, this happens sometimes, but at least in that game, there's 3 enemies you have to go against. So maybe in that game, you have to open a few doors or something before you can get any significant items. But I guess that's gonna have to be justified, because if we're spawning in different rooms of the sorority house, do we all need to unlock a door to get somewhere? So I guess we'll find out later. And I think this depends on the Johnny player, but if you know there's a Johnny chasing someone, which is quite hilarious and scary, I don't know how that works, but the other victims might not have to worry, especially if that Johnny is kind of tunneling one sorority girl like the whole game and just doesn't get her. You know how it is in DBD, for example, when the killer is just tunneling one person, so the other people are just kind of bored, right? So for the next thing, I feel like people are gonna complain about or mention, and that's gonna be no perks in this game mode. I kind of anticipate, whether it be on like Reddit or just somewhere else, just the community, people will constantly bring up the fact that there are no perks, and people are gonna be like, "Hey, we should bring perks. We should bring perks." And whether that happens or not, I think a lot of people will mention it. And in ways, I understand because we are used to having perks, but this game mode is different and this is a fun element of it, so I'm okay with it. So the next thing I think people may have problems with, and we're not sure, but the map itself, the sorority house. If the map is bad, that will not be a good thing because I don't know when they're going to get out another map, and if they do have to get out another map, it'll probably take a while. And I don't just mean the environment. From what I've been seeing and reading, or hearing rather, what have you, everybody kind of loves it. They like the pumpkins out front. It's a new environment, new scene. It's not gonna be like random blood everywhere. But beyond that, it kind of has to be designed well. Johnny has to be able to navigate throughout the whole house for the most part, right? And if there is a certain crawl space and Johnny can't do anything about it, that is really gonna suck for the killer. So hopefully they thought that through, and if there are changes that needs to be made, and I'm sure there will be, right? Nothing's perfect, that hopefully they can make swift changes to better the map for everybody. So for another thing that I think I'll hear, and I probably hear it already, is that Johnny will be easy to bully. And I think bullying Johnny is okay sometimes in this game mode, especially if the victims just made a good play, like good move, give credit where credit is due. But if it's very low effort and they don't even have to try and Johnny's just super weak, I think that'd be terrible for the game mode. I mean, there'd be some shits and giggles, but in the grand scheme of things, it has to be a good balance to it. But I guess it depends on how you look at it, glass half full or glass half empty, because on the contrary, some people are going to say that Johnny is really strong. In fact, he's going to be overpowered, some people are going to say, and experience when the game releases. Because we do know that Johnny is able to get stronger as he collects more kills, and there's also a thing where, of course, he can see the victims if they have a high level of fear. And just to put it into perspective, if Leatherface can two-shot a victim, well, he essentially just needs one hit because he can hit him again for free after that because they'll be stunned with the overhead and basically kill them. Then when it comes to Johnny later on in the game at some point, he's going to have some type of strength like that or just flat out be even stronger considering there's 2 additional victims in this game mode and it's Johnny by himself. We're not sure if he'll have traps or anything like that or even a rage mode, but I'm sure there's something in there that'll help him out. Make sure you check out this video here because I'll be posting some gameplay and you definitely want to check out this video. Remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you want to say more. Thank you, I appreciate you guys.